bringing you your favorite new MCs. It's Dormville.
So I had to go get it. Said they didn't want shit with it. So I had to go get it. Said they didn't want see me with it. So I just had to go get it. Said they didn't want see me with it. So I just had to go get it. Told myself to quit tripping. You gon' be straight in a minute.
What's good, everybody? It's Dormville. I'm your host, Mike Hood, with my co-host,
Backstage Phantom.
and we're sitting down today with rapper Neaux. How are you doing, man?
Yo, what's good with it, man? I'm good, bro. Appreciate y'all for having me on the show, man. Y'all good?
Yes, sir, bro. This man is, if y'all don't know No ID is straight from the land with the Gators, the boot, Neaux or Louisiana, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, let's jump right into it, bro. You just had a new single drop, Smooth, with Morris Films directing the whole visual behind that. Just jump into the music right now. Like, what was the process going into that song and just like putting the whole project, but the whole single together?
Yeah, man, it's crazy because I had actually just got I guess you would call like a manager or somebody who was attempting to be my manager. He was listening to my music and he was like, yo, your music is super good. You know what I'm saying? I love it and shit. But, you know, he was trying to figure out why I wasn't, as I guess further with my music career than what I am.
Right.
And so one of his solutions was I'm not turned up. And I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of fucked with me, but I was like, I mean, you know, that's not the lane that I originally planned on going down, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, yeah, you know, I just want to see what you could do on some turned up shit. So it was kind of good that he challenged me to do that, but that's how that song came about. Like, I just went and I found the beat on YouTube and I bought that motherfucker. We went to the studio and you know, that's what came out and I was fucking with it. So that was, I guess you could call like that my version of a turned up song, I guess you would say. But as for the visual, man, that shit, that it took me like months. Like, I recorded that song in like April and we were supposed to shoot the visual in like June, maybe. Yeah, in like June. But like I just had to cut the dude off. He was on some, we just wasn't seeing eye to eye on some shit, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it took me months to plan out that visual because I just couldn't see. Like, usually for my songs, like when I make them, I go off my vibe. So going into the song, I can already kind of have an idea of what the visual gonna look like. But for that song, it was just difficult because I never, like came up with a video for like a turned up song, and I never really like want my videos to just be me turning up somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always have some type of plot or storyline to them. So that's what it was for that, man. I really didn't think people was gonna receive it as well as they did because it's something so different. But people fuck with it, man. So
I was about to say, I was down. It was like not even 20 minutes ago. I was downstairs making dinner, bro. I was making burgers and shit. I was like, bro, this shit slapping. I was in the kitchen dancing and playing that shit and having like just chilling and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I appreciate that, bro. Big time. That's wild. Like, so y'all fuck with that?
Yeah,
fuck
bro.
with Smooth?
Yeah.
Cause it's a big jump from, cause the first time I heard you was on Neauvember, and then it was Hood was was one of those songs. I was like, oh, I like this nigga, bro.
I remember, was that you that reached out, right?
Yes, sir, bro.
Yeah,
Look, that was one of my things I was gonna bring up, bro.
Yeah, I remember that shit, bro, for sure. Hey, that's tight, bro. That's tight as fuck.
But you know, I was like, yo, this nigga different, bro. And so then once you dropped out, I was like, oh, this nigga jumping in a whole new bag. Like, fuck, damn, like,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, word. Like, so for like my new shit, it's kind of gonna be like on some I could just say the beats are gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, they're not gonna be different. Like, I don't want to go into speaking about an album and stuff like that because I know y'all probably was gonna bring it up later on. So I don't want to go into it too early. But yeah, bro, I'm just experimenting right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just listening to different beats. A lot of different people just sending me different sounds and stuff, and it's like musically, I'm so in tune with the boom bap sound, I guess you could call, you know what I'm saying? Like, just the real hip hop feel that it's just taking me a while to, you know, like stay in that bag, you know what I'm saying? Like that smooth bag. Like, I can hop in that hoe, but it be taking me time to, you know, get fully adjusted to that. Like, once I'm in it, then I'm in it. Like, I got to knock out a few songs like that. But after me and him had broke it off or whatever, then, you know, I had started going back to my old shit. And then people was hearing Smooth, and they like, oh shit, this shit hard. Like, you know, this some different shit. So I'm like, damn, maybe I need to, you know, play with that a little bit more. So I'm just experimenting, bro. I'm experimenting at the moment.
Yo, and then like going in, you so you don't really want to talk about the whole album thing yet, but like going into the future, what do you have like a set idea of like I kind of want to release something early 2020, or like is it just kind of like whatever happens in the course of time, like that's what's gonna go down?
Nah, bro. I really do like really want to drop something on my birthday. My birthday, April 2nd of next year. Like in 2020, I want to drop a real deal album. You know what I'm saying? Like these like the Seven Project, and like a lot of people ain't went back and listened to the Seven Project, but that was a project that I dropped before I dropped the November EP. I dropped that like in March, I think. And yeah, bro, like that EP and the November EP was just me taking songs that I had and just put them together. Like I listened to them and I just put them in like an order that I felt was like an EP, like I had a, you know, a good feel to whatever whatever you want to call it.
Yo, going forward and like doing that next song, doing like some release, do you want to do, because like you do a lot of like all your visuals are basically done by Morris Films, like do you want to make sure that that's another thing that has a visual behind it?
You talking about like my next release or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've been thinking about using a different videographer for this one, for my next one. I think I really want to fuck with Coach Tails on the video, on the my next visual. I've been saying that for a minute. I've been wanting to link up because I just like his me and him did a visual before together for a record that he had, but it wasn't nothing too serious.
The joint where y'all were at the car cleaner.
Yeah. Like that record wasn't even supposed to come out, but the dude that produced it had released it on his SoundCloud. So he was just like, fuck it. Yeah, he was just like, fuck it, you want to shoot like a little visual to it? And I was like, yeah, we could do that shit. So it was right down the street at this little car wash. But yeah, I definitely want to do, I want to have a visual with it, and or maybe I don't know yet, bro. That's a good question. Cause I really don't know. I got a couple songs that I've been listening to, and just wondering like what I want to drop next. And I'm not sure which song I want to drop next. I want to keep on trying to get Smooth out there. Like I'm gonna try to email it. I'm gonna send it to a few blogs and try to get it posted, you know, a few different places next week and stuff like that, and try to let it run its course. But I do want to. I got the November EP anniversary next month.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was thinking about dropping something on the anniversary of it, because that EP really like did a lot for me on some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like for this year, like everything that I did this year as far as show wise, being invited to you know, like a different cipher or something like that, to do a cipher or an interview with somebody, like has all been based off something that they have heard off the November EP. So I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't even expecting it to like hit people like that. They got people from all over. So I just been really riding that for the whole year. Like when I dropped Smooth, my homeboy was like, damn, that was the, like, he didn't realize that was the first thing that I had put out this year as far as like new music. I just been putting out visuals. I think my last music visual I put out was You Knew, and I dropped that in May. So yeah, I just know next I'm gonna just keep dropping singles for a minute, bro. I'm gonna keep dropping singles leading up to my birthday, and then I'm gonna do something special for my birthday. I don't know what it's gonna be yet. I don't know if it's gonna be a project or like maybe like a private listening party or, you know, something like that.
Yo, I know like going and talking about visuals, you do a lot of your stuff with Morris, and like just like how did that relationship like start?
Man, it was what, like April of 2018, April of last year. I released my first song, Finesse, I think. Yeah, that was like my first. Oh no, I had released it on the 7 EP, but that was the first like official video that I had shot. So I just reached out to him because he had shot a video for a dude that I went to college with, and I didn't even know that he was out here in Dallas, and I seen him posted on Facebook, and I was like, damn, this video hard. Like I just like the way it looked. So I seen Maurice Facebook, found his Instagram through Facebook, reached out to him, and when we linked up, he was just like, yo, you know, I don't know if you're gonna be out here, how serious you taking this or whatever, but he was like, you know, I'm loyal. And I was like, what you mean? And then he was like, shit, I charge you this, and we just keep on working. I just keep fucking with you. And nobody, like I said, I was just not getting into music, and a lot of people done told me shit, but nobody was really like serious on their word. You know what I'm saying? So that just stuck out to me. And ever since then, we just been locked in. Like I'm talking about, anytime anytime I need him, he there. You know what I'm saying? And I like his work. I really like his. We just got a certain chemistry. I booked the studio for Smooth, but once we left the studio, we really our plan. We had wanted to go to this hangar where the like a private hangar, but the dude was driving out of that hole and he closed the gate on us. So we just had to like finesse that bitch. And Maurice was like, "Yeah, man, I know of they got a car show going down the street. You know what I'm saying? We can go down to the car show and I can get some B-roll." And I was like, "Fuck it," you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's how a lot of our videos be coming up. Like he just be knowing what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Yeah, I think we can go right here." And I think I can, you know what I'm saying, get what you're looking for. And I be like, fuck it, I trust you, you know what I'm saying? We go there and boom, that shit turned out. I'll be like, damn, bro, like, I didn't even know you was gonna take it there with it, you know what I'm saying? So like, shout out to my nigga Maurice, bro. Like I fuck with him the long way. So that's how that relationship built, because he was just like the first person I met out here that was really true to his word.
Yo, going off of that, like, was there anybody else that like reached out to you, like, just in the music wise, like any like rapper or producer that reached out to you that was just like kind of bringing you on this stuff, and it was just kind of like telling you, you know what, come on, I'm gonna show you like what this whole Dallas scene is about and how to move it about in it?
Hell yeah. My nigga Patillo, big time.
Yo,
Like I was fucking with, well, I still fuck with Patillo for a minute, but we haven't linked up in a while just because I got my son coming and stuff, so I haven't really been able, and I moved, so I'm further away from him than I was before. But yeah, like I was linking up with Patillo like every weekend type shit, and I still got some beats of his in the vault that I'm still trying to decide what I'm gonna do to. But yeah, Patillo definitely was one of the ones who was just like putting me on game, you know what I'm saying, and showing me a lot of stuff out here, and putting me on. But somebody else that's just been real cool, like on some friendship, is Coach Tev. You know what I'm saying? Because me and him I just recently moved into his same. We live in the same apartment complex, so like I go over there and they don't even be on no music shit. You know what I'm saying? Like me and him then made a record together, and we always be like, we gonna make some shit, but like I just go over there and niggas will be smoking and like watching fucking YouTube podcasts and shit. So outside of that, I mean, I'm cool with a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with a lot of people on the Dallas scene, or whatever you want to call it, but I don't know, man. It's a lot of politics in that shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of drama. It be feeling like high school sometimes.
yeah,
So I just be trying to lock in and focus on my own shit. You know what I'm saying?
right. Well, when did you get to Dallas to start doing music? Because I know you say that you always talk about being from Louisiana, and just
Yeah.
like when was that transition of like you moving over here or up here?
I officially came to Dallas and never left in 2000 and what was it, March of 2017. I moved out here with my fiance. She was my girlfriend at the time, and she had moved back to Vegas because at the end of 2016, like I was out here in 2016 because I used to always come out here from Grambling. I was living in Grambling because I was going to school in Grambling, but that shit wasn't working out for me, so I ended up dropping out. And so I was just like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to think about what I was gonna do. And my homies was already making music and shit. So, they knew that I could do it. Like I said, we just started getting in the stew, and I moved out here because one of my best friends from high school, he was a student at SMU, and he was there on a full-fledged scholarship. So he had a apartment/dorm room on the SMU campus, but he was staying off campus in their own apartment with his fiance. And so he was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? If you're trying to come out here, I know you ain't gonna have nowhere to stay and shit. You ain't gonna be able to get no apartment and shit. You could just live in the shit that I got on campus. Cause he ain't have no furniture up in there. He had a few clothes or whatever. Cause he would come there and nap like in between classes and shit. But he really didn't have no furniture or nothing up in there. He had a bed, a little TV. I was like, cool. It was like a little studio apartment. I was like, cool. And so I remember, bro, like I left what was it? Maybe it was early 2016. I had left. I was working at fucking Sonic in Ruston, Louisiana. And you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, fuck this shit. I walked out like mid shift. and went and got my clothes. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I'm finna go to Dallas. I had called my homeboy because he was like, I had been contemplating on it and telling my homies like, man, I'm finna move, bro. And one of them was like, man, if you move, let me know. I'm gonna come out there with you. I called him. I was like, hey, I'm finna bounce. I got everything that I want in the trunk of my little Chrysler 300. I'm finna bounce. He was like, bet, let me pack my clothes right quick. So he came with me, bro. I had like $160 in my pocket. we was living in that apartment. He ended up finding a job right up the street, but we weren't paying no bills or nothing. You know what I'm saying? It was like just
Right.
a little studio apartment. And long story short, we ended up getting kicked out because we was smoking in that hole. And I guess one of the dorm people came through while we was gone and seen like the some roaches and or like a blunt roach and like some ashes on like the TV stand and shit.
Hey.
So he ended up, I guess he thought he was kicking my homeboy out who had the scholarship, but he called me and he was like, yo, y'all niggas was smoking in the room. Cause we had been smoking in that hole, you know what I'm saying? He was coming through
Right.
with us. So we ain't knowing, like I said, it was like an apartment, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like in a dorm room building, but it was only for students. So, you know what I'm saying? It was still kind of like a dorm room or some shit. So I didn't think they even had like RNs or what you call them. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what they call them. Not RNs, but
RAs.
Yeah, residential assistants.
Yeah, RAs. Yeah, RAs. I didn't know they had them hoes, but he must have came through. So they ended up kicking us out. And I was like sleeping in my car type shit after that. My homeboy ended up going back to Louisiana, but I was like, fuck that shit. I'm not going back out there. You know what I'm saying? So I was like sleeping in my car, like sleeping on my homies' couches and shit. I was working at Raising Cane's and, just like making that shit stretch. And I ended up connecting with my fiance now, and me and her was, cool in high school, whatever. And so we ended up building a relationship while I was going through that little rough stage, you know what I'm saying, of me sleeping in my car. And I was still making music, but I was like, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's when I really, really first started. Like, some of those songs, I had them on SoundCloud for like a week. I had dropped a tape that nobody knows about. It's called No Regrets. I had dropped like I think it had like 7 to 8 tracks on it. And I had put it on SoundCloud and I left it up there for like a week. But, I was in those beginner stages of, just starting to make music. And I was like, man, this shit not tight. Like, this shit don't go hard. So I ended up deleting all the fucking songs on SoundCloud. And I hate I did that because I can't find them in my email or nothing.
Damn.
So, yeah, bro, I dropped that tape at the beginning of 2017. And I deleted it. It was like February 2017. And so I deleted that whole, and then that's when I came up with the 7 EP for some other songs that I had. And so that was really the transition, man. I moved back out here right before I dropped the 7 EP with my fiance. Cause like I said, when I was just living out my car and shit and bouncing from my homies' couches, I did that shit up until like December of 2016. I hope people can keep up with these dates. I did that like in December 2016, and I was like, yeah, I'm finna go back to the crib with my mom's right quick. And you know what I'm saying? I just got to get my shit together. So I moved back and waited on my income taxes to hit early 2017. Me and my fiance put our income taxes together, and that's when I've been out here in Dallas ever since. We got us an apartment, jumped out here, and it's been doing this thing ever since. So 2017, end of 2016, beginning of 2017 was the official transition to me, like officially moving out here type shit.
Yo, in the Walker Review interview that you did earlier in the year, you talked about in 2020 you thought about you and your fiance were thinking about moving. Are y'all still thinking about that, or is it just that's been put on pause now that the kid's on the way?
Definitely. Yeah, that's been put on pause. Not only because the kid on the way, that is the main reason, but also because I just feel like moving would kind of like start me over on some shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like something building at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a foundation being built as far as the music goes. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot going on in Dallas right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just keep on, building on it and making myself up more official. That way, when I go somewhere else and I start building on music there, if I'm not already known in that area, then when people start to know me and they find out about me, I have like merch You know what I'm saying? I have more shows under my belt. You know what I'm saying? I just have more stuff on my resume and more support to like bring that with me wherever I go. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm really focused on at the moment.
You said earlier that you had a EP where you deleted all your songs.
Yeah.
Do you still have those periods of like self doubt where you have a track and you're just kind of tempted to like take it off it's like, oh, this isn't what I really want out right now?
Hell yeah, bro. It's crazy that you asked that. I really be feeling like that with all my music. For real, like I don't be having no self-doubt in it, but I think I just be listening to it too much. Like even with Smooth, I was like, man, I don't know. Like I put it out though, and I like it's crazy. Like I knew I was gonna put it out, and I knew I wanted to shoot a video for it, but when I would just hear it, I'm like, this ain't really like my ear for music is always changing. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it'd be like that's not really like the mood that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember watching the old Kendrick Lamar interview, and he was talking about how it'd be hard for him to rap some of his old songs because it's just not what he, you know what I'm saying? It's just not what like the space that he in no more. You know what I'm saying? And like that be the case with me with a lot of my songs. Like, but I just have to remember, like one of my cousins told me, just because I don't like it doesn't mean somebody else won't like it. Or just because I'm tired of hearing it, you know, other people haven't heard none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? None of the songs I got. So yeah, I do be having those moments, definitely, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I watch a lot of interviews and I listen to different hip hop podcasts, and I know that that's just the emotions that come with being an artist also, you know what I'm saying? Up until you reach that level, saying where it's undeniable, you know what I'm saying? But even then, like I was watching Big Crit interview with his pops, and he was talking about how recently the reason why it had been so tough for him to drop music is because he was listening to, you know, like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole and shit. Yeah. And he was doubting himself. And I'm like, what? Like Big Crit doubting himself? I'm like, what? So that let me know, like, okay, this shit is like normal. No matter, you know what I'm saying, what level you at, this is just like a normal thing, I guess, that comes with you being a creative or an artist. You know what I'm saying? You just had those self-doubt. Some people may not go through that though. You know what I'm saying? Some people may just be full of confidence, and that's a level I desire to be at. Like my confidence has gotten a lot better as I keep making music. And once I get my own studio complete and I can be in the studio as much, then I feel like that'll help my confidence a lot too. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I be needing to capture my songs in a moment. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I really want to do to help my confidence. Like when I can just sit in the studio and record that emotion that I'm feeling and really capture it instead of having to like bottle it up and wait 2 weeks or, you know what I'm saying, a week to have to go to the studio and try to conjure up that same emotion that I had when I wrote it.
Yo, and then going off of that, like, it was like 2 days ago or a couple of days ago, you tweeted out and you said, mom's called me and said it almost made her cry, talking about the video.
Hell yeah.
And so it's like just kind of like going off of like those moments. Is it kind of like a damn, like if I would have taken this down, then she wouldn't have seen that, and like she wouldn't see like I'm really out here working my ass off and doing this.
Hell yeah, bro. So like that be those moments definitely be confident boosters. Like, cause she never said that about nothing I ever made. You know what I'm saying? And I done made like freestyles talking about my dad and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And like she ain't never said nothing that like has moved her like that. But she was just talking about the video, and I guess it's because I guess she just know. You know what I'm saying? Like the place I was in mentally at one point in that video, like people would never be able to tell like just the space I've been in mentally, you know what I'm saying? So I guess that's what she was meaning, or whatever she meant by it. That shit was just like, damn, like that's dope, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And also a lot like something else that be giving me confidence in my shit. It may seem weird. It's like I'll put my music on Spotify, and I'll just let the like songs based off my shit play. And if it's some dope shit, I'd be like, okay, like Spotify know what's up then, you know what I'm saying? Like this shit must be official then, because they be playing some pretty dope shit, and it be people that I ain't never heard of, you know what I'm saying? Some of the people I have heard of, but I'd be like, okay, like if Spotify was to play some whack shit with my shit, bro, I'd be like, damn, cuz that shit not cool. Like, that shit not cool at all. But yeah, bro, it's just I be going through emotions, man, but I don't let that shit keep me down, you know what I'm saying? I be down for the moment, but I know I'm gonna come out of that shit.
Yo, I remember it was like early in the summer. I want to say it was like right after Freebase Festival because I remember this shit, bro. It was right after Freebase, or it was around that same time when that was going on. And I remember you tweeted out and you were talking about back whenever you did like journals and like not journals but like article reviews and all that stuff over hip hop.
Yeah.
Like what was that like your first like lane of being in like the hip hop realm was like writing about hip hop and then going into rapping and then like being who you are now?
Hell yeah, bro. That's exactly how it was. Like, it's crazy. Like, I wasn't even the most musical person growing up. I ain't getting some music up until high school. I met my best friend, my nigga Tracy, and I would give him my iPod or whatever, and he'd take it to the crib and put music on it. Like, I just let him put music on there. He'd start putting Lupe Fiasco and shit on there and stuff like that, and Lil Wayne. And I'm like, damn, like who, you know what I'm saying? Like, who is these niggas? So he really opened up my ear for music. And so all throughout high school, that shit was just being curated. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know because he was just putting music, give me music. B.O.B., Lupe Fiasco, you know what I'm saying? All the old Wayne shit that was coming out. I started burning discs and buying burnt CDs and stuff. And just like, I just started falling in love with just like different rap because like all the way up until high school, I ain't really know nothing about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't really focused on that. So then I got to college and you know what I'm saying? I'm walking around campus. My music started, my taste in music started changing. I started listening to like, it was still underground shit, but it was like a different underground sound. You know what I'm saying? Back in that time, like in high school, like I said, it was B.O.B. and Lupe Fiasco and like, I forgot most of them niggas now, bro. But it was like a different underground. When I got to college, the underground scene was like Currency and Dom Kennedy and Smoke Dizza, you know what I'm saying, and people like that. So then I started listening to that shit. And when I first got to college, I was going there to be a physical therapist. So I was majoring in biology. But then once I started finding out how much science and math that shit required, I was like, oh, nah, like, I didn't know. I thought I was going to be learning about the body and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, bro.
I'm
Taking
like,
bio 1, 2, 3, chemistry 3,
yeah,
4, 5.
bro,
You in that bitch talking about?
yeah. I'm like, hell no, I can't. Like, those are my two worst subjects, science and math. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, let me find something else that I can fuck with. So I found out about, mass communications, and I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? What is that? What is that? Like, what is mass communications? And people was just like, it's like an umbrella for different shit. You know what I'm saying? Like journalism, just media involved shit, just a whole bunch of photography. It's a lot. It's just all that type of shit falls up on this. So I was like, oh yeah, cool. I could fuck with that. Got into it and just happened to pick journalism. You know what I'm saying? Because I was writing poetry in high school. I used to write poetry and stuff, and my taste in music started growing and stuff like that. So I was like, fuck it, I could write some articles on hip hop. And so I got into that and was working under this one dude. I forgot his name. My homie to move to California now though. I was working under him. Like he took me under his wing and he was like the head journalist over like arts and styles. So the part of the newspaper where, they would display just different art on campus, writing about different topics in mainstream media and hip hop and stuff like that. Like he was over that. He would pitch out different article topics and we would get to choose which ones we want to cover and stuff like that. So I was doing that for like a year and a half and he ended up graduating and he like passed the torch down to me. So they put me over the arts and style shit. So then I started taking it more serious, you know what I'm saying? And like once I got over the arts and style shit, that's when I got introduced to my homies who was making music, who I started making music with, the Young Stoners, my nigga Rec and Gliss. They was on campus too, but them niggas was like just known as like, they was like on some Wiz and Currency shit, you know what I'm saying? Like that, they was always smoking. Them niggas was rapping and like that's just what they was known for, like smoking and rapping and shit. So I got cool with them and I was in the music shit, you know what I'm saying? Like freestyling and stuff like that, but I was more so focused on the journalism, you know what I'm saying? So I'm covering different articles and, on campus and curating different articles to pitch out to the journalists that's working for me and stuff like that. And I just started like falling in love with just the rap world, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd be up late at night on Twitter, just searching shit, bro. Like I'd be on Ill Roots, Two Dope Boys, XXL, just all the different blogs, bro. Like all the different blogs, trying to find all the underground shit. And I even started my own website, and I was just updating constantly. Like I'm talking about, I update that hoe with like 12 articles a day, and just be tweeting out the links all day. And that's where I got a lot of my following from. Like some of them probably still on my Instagram, but on my Twitter for sure, I got a large following off that. You know what I'm saying? Like people just remember me tweeting like dope music links, and I'll be writing articles on Big Crit or Kendrick Lamar when he was coming up. I was writing articles about like people calling him the name of the West. When Snoop and them passed the crown down to him and shit, and everybody was crying, like I was writing an article on that, and I just started falling in love with it, bro. But like I said, I was rapping this shit on the side. So I remember one night I had left the newsroom, and like I said, they've been telling me like, yo, you need to get on the track with us, bro. Like you could really rap on some shit. So I was like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? Let me go out here. They live like 30 minutes away. I had left the newsroom at like 11 o'clock at night, and I had been writing to that Christ Conscious beat by Joey Badass, that instrumental. Yeah. So I remember like I had a freestyle I wrote to that hoe, you know what I'm saying? Drove out there about 30 minutes away and recorded that shit. Them niggas was rushing me because they was trying to go to a house party and shit. So they recorded it, bro. And like the first time I heard my voice on the track, I just was like, oh shit, this is different from writing articles. You know what I'm saying? Like just hearing me write, hearing me say what I just wrote and just hearing the way I delivered it, you know what I'm saying? That's when like the love for writing about music started to transition into writing music, you know what I'm saying? And writing lyrics and stuff like that. And like I said, I was already writing poetry and stuff, but you know what I'm saying? That's different, like to transition over onto a beat, you know what I'm saying? It's different. So yeah, bro, that's where all the shit started. Like when I started writing about articles, writing about hip hop and stuff like that. And I wish I could still find my articles. Like I used to have them cut out. It's weird, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not weird, but it's just me. Like I meet other artists and stuff like that, and I be asking them questions about them more so than their music, you know what I'm saying? Especially if I listen to their music. I'll be like, damn, so what you know what I'm saying? Like how you came up with this? And they'll be like, damn, you really like listen to this shit. I'm like, it's because I used to do this shit 24/7. Like I used to be in my dorm room listening to people's music, trying to think of like questions to interview them with and stuff like that. So it's just something that like it's just still in me. You know what I'm saying? It's something that I still would like to do. You know what I'm saying? Especially for like people that I admire what they do. Like I like to find out how they came about, what it is, you know what I'm saying, that they putting out.
Yo, and then like kind of I don't know, bro. That shit just made me happy as hell, bro. Because it's just like you talking about like writing questions in your dorm room. Like that was dead ass like the entire epitome of our last three semesters. Damn, we old.
3.
Word.
It's like this our third semester doing this shit, and it's just like damn, like you went from doing that to like now you're really out here and you're like making moves in the Dallas scene, and you're like really just making ways for yourself. And it's like because there'll be days and I'll be like, damn, bro, we gonna keep this shit up or we done?
Yeah, nah, man.
It'd be days just like
I feel you, bro, but y'all definitely got to keep going with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel that for sure, because I still be having, you know what I'm saying, days like that too, where I just be like, damn, and it's mainly because of the music that's popping right now. But like when I be thinking about the music that's popping right now, it's like I see something or I listen to somebody that's done created their whole own little wave. You know what I'm saying? It's still out here surviving off just that. You know what I'm saying? So I have to shift my focus back to, it's still enough room out here for all of us to do what it is we wish to do. We just got to keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? We just got to keep going. You know what I'm saying? I be hearing Nipsey Hussle in my head, bro. For real. I just be like, we just got to keep going, bro. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? This the building stage, the foundation. You know what I'm saying? And like, you don't want to get the shit too early because you might not be ready for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't skip the process. There's certain stuff you got to go through. You know what I'm saying? In order to get to where it is you want to be. You know what I'm saying? There's certain shit that you're going to have to go through to get you ready to be there, because if it comes too early, then you might lose it, or you know what I'm saying, something might happen, or you just never know. You know what I'm saying? Life can go so many different ways. So that's how I just put it all into perspective and be like, I'm just on my different journey. You know what I'm saying? I can't pay attention to what this person doing or what that person doing, because then that's when that shit start festering in your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
and just start fucking you up, really. You know what I'm saying? So it's just you gotta fucking focus on what it is you trying to get accomplished and remember why you started the shit and just build and keep going from there.
Right. And that's what I've been saying. Like, I had some conversations like that too. Like, I don't know, you just gotta like focus on like whatever you gotta do the best that like you can do. Cause at the end of the day, it's like it's about you. You'll have like people coming in and out of your life having like their own opinions, and like you'll see a bunch of artists come and go. But at the end of the day, it's like you gotta worry about you because you're the only constant in your life.
Facts. Big facts, bro. And you're the only person who can really change what it is you trying to change, you know what I'm saying? And get to where you trying to go. And once you realize that, you start moving, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas be trying to move a certain way, thinking that it's gonna make them skip a certain step or making, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna make them produce a different outcome rather than if they just do it on their own and just tunnel vision, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And that's something that I do almost to the point to where I ain't gonna say it hinder me, but I just be so locked in on my own shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? I be feeling like I got so much to do, and so much room to grow that it'd be hard for me to even like do features sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be having features and other beats and stuff. Like, I don't know, it'd be weird, and I know that's one of the necessities of like building, you know what I'm saying, your foundation and stuff like that, I guess people would call it. But you know, like, one of my favorite artists is Neaux, you know what I'm saying, and he was coming up, he didn't really do no features with nobody, you know what I'm saying, like, he just focused on his own shit and built his own shit up, and then he started reaching out, doing different features with people that were actually saying like level him up, like doing features that make sense. I guess that's what you could say. Like, I ain't saying I'm against feature, but it's like I be so locked into my own shit that it's like if I step out, I want it to be worth it. You know? Yeah.
And our last question before we let you go, that we ask all of our Dormville artists, who's in your playlist? Who are you listening to right now?
Man, believe it or not, bro, heavy rotation. I've been listening to some of that Benny the Butcher. Y'all ever heard of Benny the Butcher?
I know people say his name, but I'm not hip to him.
Yeah, man, he pretty hard, bro. I've been listening to him. I really been listening to a lot of old school shit, like, and just trying to, like, you know, listen to more genres. Like, y'all ever heard of The Outfield?
Nah. All right.
The Outfield is the what's that song they sing? I know it's a song they got called Your Love. Y'all ever heard that song? I don't wanna lose your love.
Oh
yeah.
Hey, y'all need to go check them out, bro. Like, I don't know if y'all into that type of music, you know what I'm saying? But y'all should go check them out. They got an album called Play Deep, and that shit go hard as fuck. Like, for real. And I don't really listen to a lot of stuff other than hip hop or, like, you know, soulful R&B. But, like, that shit, I can vouch, that shit go hard as fuck, bro. So them, Smino, J. Cole, Heavy, that's really it, bro. Oh, and Young Thug, man. Believe it or not, I've been listening to a lot of Young Thug, especially his new shit. Oh, and Ari Lennox too. Oh, and one more, and Outkast, bro. Yes.
Yo, bro, we appreciate you for coming on. Go ahead and drop all your social media tags and like where the people can find the music and everything.
Word, man, no problem, bro. I appreciate y'all for having me, man. You can find me on Instagram. It's NEAUX.ID. That's no ID on Instagram. On Twitter is no ID, but it's NEAUX_ID. And yeah, y'all can find me on Facebook too at Stony Neaux. That's STONIENEAUX. And yeah, on Spotify and on Apple Music and shit. All my shit is NEAUXID. That's no ID.
Bro, much love. We appreciate you for coming on.
Nah, peace. For sure, man. I appreciate y'all for having me, dog. Like, big time, bro. This was fun.
Okay, it's all in the mind. In due time, you'll find that you shine just like the light from a rare stone. I've been on my grind for a very long time. Had to get it on my own